just keep running.
Hey guys, Ligitleeme here, and welcome to episode 2 of my Tinker's Construct tutorial. In this episode we'll be covering modifiers and starting on the smeltery. So if you haven't taken a look through the book, I would recommend it. It's not necessary, but it doesn't hurt to anyway. In any case, once you have looked through all the different tools, which we did in the last episode, and the tool materials, you'll next have, well, more tool materials of course, and then your modifiers. Here we have, alright, so we've got haste, luck, sharp, diamond, emerald, fortified, silk touch, reinforced, beheading, smite, bane of arthropods, fiery, necrotic, knockback, soulbound, and then you've got height ++, width ++, mending moss, blasting, glowing, shulking, webbed, and fins. A lot, and I mean a lot more modifiers than what we had in the last version of it, which I was talking about last episode. I mean, honestly speaking, I don't know how you could even deal with all these. I mean, some tools, I mean, there is a limit to how many tools you can get. I don't know how many you can now. I haven't actually gone over the modifiers in quite a while since the new update. I don't know if there's a max limit, but from what I remember from the last version is that you had a set amount of modifiers on the base item, and you could upgrade it using diamonds, emeralds, blah blah blah, a certain amount of times, until I think you started using beacons in the crafting recipe to add even just one more modifier. As well as leveling up your item. I didn't go over leveling up your item last episode, unfortunately, so we'll go over it this time. It's fairly simple. It's just, as you use your tool, you will upgrade it. So if we check here, so as you upgrade it, you have so as you can see it has modifiers 3, so at the moment we can add 3 modifiers to it. And so as you use it, you'll level it up, and it'll say, it'll say a message in the chat saying you have come more proficient using this weapon tool, blah blah blah. And then it'll go skill level clumsy, and then I don't know what the skill levels are exactly, but eventually it's just like mastery. I don't know how it works. I've never been that far. But yeah, it gives you 3 modifiers. It's great. I do believe they're actually fairly random though, so you might actually get one that you don't like. It's not a big deal. All the modifiers are actually pretty good, to be honest. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want them, but at the same time, it might not just be the best for what you want, such as something like, what we get, fortified, smelting, whatever it was, smelting, I think it was blasting, I can't remember what it was, but it made you so that as you broke a block, it automatically smelted it, and so that wasn't useful if you wanted the ore or something like that. So every time you get it, you grabbed yourself a cobblestone, it would actually give you stone. You might have actually wanted cobblestone. I mean, yeah, it's great to have your mining resources, but at the same time, in any case, we'll go through them. So haste, adding redstone to a tool seems to increase its speed. Redstone mining speed effect is more. I don't know why this isn't showing us. The rest of it is more. I don't know what that says on slower tools. Redstone, gravity star, I'm alright. Redstone dust increases mining speed by a small amount, increases attack speed and multiple levels. So as you add block of redstone or redstone, you will increase its haste. It's essentially the same as the haste effect that you get from potions, etc. In Vanilla Minecraft. Next is luck. Adds fortune or looting. Has a chance to increase the luck. Adding more lapis uses 1 modifier, not compatible with silky. So that's essentially looting on a sword, and you can add it to pickaxes, etc. So it's the equivalent of what's it called? Fortune on pickaxes and axes. And you can add it to anything, so to give you better drops from ores and monsters. What's next? We have sharp. Using quartz, you are able to increase the damage, and you can continuously do this. You can continuously do that, which is a great thing. I'll show you how to upgrade it in a second. and that just essentially increases the damage that you deal. So if you say added that to a Manulin Cleaver, the base Manulin Cleaver does 18.2 damage, which is equivalent to, I think that's 9.1 hearts. So that reduces them to, well, 1 heart. And chucking a bit more quartz in it means that you can insta-kill any player, which is insane considering they have no armor, of course. Now with the rapier, although it doesn't do as much damage, however it has armor penetration, so that means I wouldn't say ignores armor, but definitely gets through it a lot more, does a bit more damage regardless of the armor that they have. So if you had a Manulin Cleaver and you struck someone with full diamond armor with protection 10, you got no chance. Rapier, however, gets through that armor and is able to actually do damage, so they're both good in different ways. Next is diamond. Extra durability, minor stat increase. That means that you'll get an extra durability, extra mining speed, stuff like that. It's just extra base stats only. Extra durability, mining level increased to obsidian. That means if I chucked a diamond on my wooden pickaxe, I would be able to mine obsidian with my wooden pickaxe. You heard that right. Yeah, honestly, they look fairly similar. So someone sees you holding a wooden Tinker's Constructs pickaxe, and you've just mined obsidian. They're most likely going to crap themselves and die. So you can scare your friends with that and amaze them and show how good you are at Minecraft. I mean, I think you can destroy obsidian with a wooden pickaxe, but you'd just be sitting there for a couple years. That's all. To put it simply. Next we have emerald. It has a 50 durability increase. That's overall, which is awesome. I really like that. Mining level increased to iron. It's a single use, and it says outrageous. I guess. Sure, go ahead. Fairly simple. I guess there's not really much else to say about that. Fortified, harder, better, faster, stronger. Funny. Increases your mining level. Mining level depends on material used. Can also downgrade level. Requires no modifier. So if we had netherrack sharpening kit, pig iron sharpening kit, Manulin sharpening kit, so that essentially means that it increases the mining level of whatever material you have of the sharpening kit. It's obviously pointless. Stupid rain. Can't even spell. I'm talking about it's obviously useless putting a wooden sharpening kit on a Manulin pickaxe, because that would mean you can just don't, please just don't. But you get the idea. I can put a let's say if I put a Manulin sharpening kit on a wooden pickaxe, then I'd be able to mine anything in the game with it, which is awesome. Silk Touch allows blocks to be harvested directly, so that's essentially just Silk Touch, the enchantment. Not compatible with luck or auto smelt, and it's a single use, meaning it doesn't mean single use as in you use it once and it's gone. It's just you only need one silky jewel. Once it's on, you know, there's no more upgrades. That's what it means. Next is reinforced. Adds a chance not to consume durability. Stacks with previous levels of reinforced. That's just the unbreaking enchant, essentially. I mean, it's fairly simple. That's just reinforcement modifier. We'll get to how you craft those later. Beheading. Love beheading. Enemies drop their heads. Adding more obsidian and ender pearls increases the chance of decapitation. That simply means, so a Manulin base currently, I believe, has a 20% chance to behead, and if you max it out, that means you get a mob or player's head instantly. So if you're playing on a server with a couple friends and say you've made like a fancy restaurant or a fancy house and you want to show who's built them, you know, tell them to take off their armor, you give them a quick stab in the face, and steal their head, and you can just chuck their head on a pike and burn it. Sorry, that was a bit dark, but you get the idea. No, I mean, you know what I mean. You can just chuck it on the front of the restaurant and whatever, and just say created by, and then chuck your name. I mean, really awesome for that. I mean, I don't know what else you could use it for, really. I mean, sure, mobs' heads are fun to have anyway. Next is Smite. Deals massive damage to undead enemies. That's the Smite enchant. Simply means more damage to undead, which is like zombies, skeletons, etc. Multiple levels, and that's just using concentrated soil. I thought it said concentrated. That's consecrated. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. But I'm sure we'll go over that anyway. In any case, we'll move on. Next is Bane of Arthropods, which is the next, well, which is the same as the enchant again. Deals massive damage to spiders and silverfish. Looks very strange, hanging off swords. I don't get it. It looks like a. Well, I'll leave it at that. Fiery, sets enemies on fire. Deals additional fire damage on hit. That's just the fire aspect. Enchantment on weapons. Necrotic. Placing the bone of a wither skeleton is for lasting powers. To heal when dealing damage, add more bones to increase the heal at multiple levels, and that's just using a necrotic bone. I believe you get those from a wither skeleton. I don't know how it works. I've never this is new as well, in the new update. But we'll go over that together and we'll see what that does. Next is knockback. Adding a piston to the tool, activating it at the right time to throw much further away. Adds extra knockback. Each piston increases the knockback distance. Same again, just the knockback enchantment on weapons. Next is Soulbound, the perfect match. You love your tool. Great for players like me who are fairly sentimental, and if you die and you've lost your favorite pickaxe, your favorite sword, you're very, very sad forever. Tool remains in inventory after death. Single use and not require a modifier. Awesome, great thing. Honestly, put it on, because then you've taken so long to you've been grinding it out, getting the materials, and then you've been using it so much, and it's like really high level. You've got like 10 modifiers, and then you die and it's gone, which is really fantastic. So yeah, would very highly recommend you put that on there on, say, one of your best tools. I wouldn't probably put it on a wooden pickaxe, but I reckon what we'll do is we'll like max out a wooden pickaxe just for the hell of it. Right, next is height plus. Have you ever wished your tool, blah blah blah. Increases the height of area affected. Only affects blocks, does not work for weapons, give me with the width. Now, what that means, if I'm correct, is something like the lumber axe. I'll just times it again, because I'm so lazy. Times it 0. Now, if I'm correct of how this works, expander, do even lift? Oh, that's good, I like that. So yeah, the lumber axe, now, in the old version it would instantly chop down any tree, but I believe if the tree is too big, then it takes like a 3x3x3 area. Using this increases that area. That's the same with a pickaxe, so you'll do, if you mine the ground, it'll do a 2x2, and then the next modifier will be 3x3, blah blah blah. Same with shovels, axes, whatever. Can be combined with width. So that only increases the height. I guess that's how it works. Yeah, sorry, that only increases the height. I didn't realize that. And then I'm guessing width, there we go. That's what I was talking about. Can be combined. That's just going to increase the area, and the other one will increase your distance. I guess that sort of makes sense. Chuck a bunch of those onto your favorite axe or favorite shovel, and then dig the entire world out. I mean, I don't know what the maximum thing for that is, but if there's no limit, then you can possibly break 100 by 100 at once. Sure, if you're going to be like that, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Anyway, mending moss. I like this. Under effects, it's got stores XP picked up max. Amount stored increases with modifier level. Slowly repairs the tool over time. Has to be in hotbar or offhand to repair. This is the same as mending enchantment. I mean, it works exactly the same. I mean, there's nothing different. It's just better than enchanting it, because you wouldn't really want to just, give you chance of enchanting your favorite diamond sword and then ending up only getting knocked back one and unbreaking, and you've been wanting to get mending all your life and you've just failed and you want to die. Mending moss gives you it straight away, saves you a whole lot of trouble. We should be getting close to the end. Blasting, blah 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 blah. Breaks blocks fast. Tools, AoE tools. Okay. Tools harvest unaffected blocks too. Will likely destroy harvested blocks. Requires only one modifier. I guess that just, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, but we'll give it a shot if we get the chance to, and we'll see what it does. It just says breaks blocks fast, so I don't know. Yeah, this is new as well. I've never seen this before. So bear with me. I will figure out very soon. I might just chuck an annotation on screen and tell you how it works if I figure it out, because I'm just recording as I learn myself, so we're learning together. Next we have glowing, some glowstone, and a magical ender eye. Obviously this sees the light level. Places a light source on low light level. Cost durability. I believe that means as you right click, that places down a light level, it's a low light level, so that's like a torch from say 6 to 10 blocks away. I've never tried it before, I don't know what the light level's like, but that costs durability to place down. Fairly simple. Shulking. Empower your tool with the ability of a shulker. Enemies render themselves powerless in midair. So, if you've ever played Minecraft, okay, that was a bit of a stupid question. If you've ever been to the end since the end update, and you found the end cities, you'll know that there's these little buggers called shulkers. They zap you. Well, not zap you. They fire these little things and they just bounce off walls, blah blah blah. And if you get hit by one of them, you get with the effect like levitation, I think. And that just means that you float up into the air, and as that effect runs out, you drop to the ground and get fall damage, blah blah blah. Each point increases floating duration, causes enemies to float away. Hilarious. Single level. There you go. Just about to explain how that does. Webbed or those sticky spider webs to be good for something. Slow your enemies with them. Each level increases slow duration. That's just gonna, when you hit them, that's just going to give them the slowness effects. I guess that's how it works. Fairly simple. And fins, last but not least, is fins. Let's take version strap onto arrows, blah blah blah. Projectiles ignore water. Logical and makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, and it is incredibly logical. That's just for projectiles such as, well, there you go, arrows and bolts and shurikens. Means that so usually when you fire, say, an arrow, it drops down a lot quicker, and when it's going vertical, it just like slowly floats down to the ground, well, bottom of the ocean, whatever it is. With this, it completely ignores water. Fancy. By strapping 2 fish to it, it allows it to swim. Exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. Let's just let it go. Alright, we could get started on the smeltery, but that's actually quite confusing. I took a while to do it my first time. This episode's already fairly long because we've gone over all the modifiers. Actually, in that case, because we're both learning, I will get blasting. So we want... Is this a hammer? I believe that is a hammer. So we want... Can we actually craft that hammer? No, we cannot. Okay, we'll figure that out next episode if we get down to smelting, which I'm sure we will. So yeah, next episode we'll be doing smelting. I thought we would have gone started by now, but that's fine. Actually, why not? We'll just get started, just for the heck of it. Seared bricks. Seared brick. This is the magical black brick, essentially. I'll show you how to craft those next episode. You can figure it out yourself if you can't be bothered. Up to you. But what you'll need... well, whatever. Well, if you want to know what these do, watch my next episode. I'll be like that. How about that? Yeah. Well, in any case, thanks for watching. I hope this has helped you out, because it's certainly going to help me out as well, as I learn as myself with this new confusing update. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.